Social anxiety disorder is an anxiety disorder in which people fear social situations where they might be embarrassed or judged. When put in a social situation where they might become anxious, sufferers can have many symptoms, including a racing heart, trembling, blushing, or sweating. This anxiety disorder is very common. Social anxiety disorder can be a specific disorder or a general disorder. A specific disorder is when only some particular situations cause social anxiety. A generalized social anxiety disorder typically involves a persistent, intense, and chronic fear of being judged by others and of potentially being embarrassed or humiliated by their own actions. These fears can be triggered by perceived or actual scrutiny by others. While the fear of social interaction may be recognized by the person as excessive, considerable difficulty can be encountered overcoming it. Approximately 13.3% of the general population may meet criteria for social anxiety disorder at some point in their lifetime, according to some estimates. In general, males are slightly more predisposed to suffer from social anxiety disorder than females. While it may seem like there's nothing you can do about the symptoms of social anxiety disorder, there are many things that can help. It starts with understanding the problem. Common social phobia or social anxiety disorder triggers. Social anxiety or social phobia is very common. Many people struggle with these fears. However, the situations that trigger the symptoms of social anxiety disorder can be different. Some people experience anxiety in most social and performance situations, a condition known as generalized social anxiety disorder. For other people with social phobia, anxiety is connected with special social situations, such as speaking to strangers, eating at restaurants, or going to parties. The most common specific social phobia is fear of public speaking or performing in front of an audience. In fact, many people fear public speaking more than they fear death. Triggers for social anxiety disorder. The following situations are often stressful for people with social anxiety disorder: meeting people, public speaking, being the center of attention, being teased or criticized, being called on in class, going on a date, making phone calls, using public bathrooms, performing on stage, doing exams, eating or drinking in public, attending parties, or attending events. Signs of social anxiety disorder. Just because you occasionally get nervous in social situations, such as those listed before, does not mean that you have social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Many people are shy or self-conscious. However, it doesn't usually interfere with their everyday functioning. Someone with social anxiety disorder will find that it regularly causes them tremendous distress. For example, it's normal to be nervous before giving a speech. But if you have social anxiety disorder or social phobia, you might worry for 2 weeks ahead of time, call in sick to get out of it, or start shaking so bad during the speech that you can hardly speak. Emotional symptoms of social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Excessive self-consciousness, anxiety in everyday social situations, intense worry for days, weeks, or even months before an upcoming social situation, extreme fear of being watched or judged by others, concern about people you don't know, fear that you'll act in ways that will embarrass or humiliate yourself, fear that others will notice that you're nervous. Physical symptoms of social anxiety disorder or social phobia: red face or blushing, shortness of breath, upset stomach or nausea, trembling or shaking, racing heart or tightness in chest, sweating or hot flashes, or feeling dizzy or faint. Behavioral symptoms of social anxiety disorder or social phobia: avoiding social situations to a degree that limits your activities or disrupts your life, staying quiet or hiding in the background to escape being noticed or embarrassment, a need to always bring a buddy along with you wherever you go, or drinking before social situations in order to soothe your nerves. Social anxiety disorder or social phobia in children. There's nothing abnormal about a child being shy, but children with social anxiety disorder or social phobia experience extreme distress over everyday practices and situations such as playing with other kids, reading in class, speaking to adults, taking tests, or performing in front of others. Often, children with social phobia don't want to go to school. Social anxiety disorder treatment number 1. Challenge negative thoughts. Social anxiety sufferers have negative thoughts and beliefs that contribute to their anxiety. If you have social anxiety disorder or social phobia, you may find yourself overwhelmed by thoughts like, I'll make a fool of myself. I'll start shaking. People will think I'm stupid. I won't have anything to say. I'll seem boring, or I won't be able to cope. Challenging these negative thoughts, either through therapy or on your own, is an effective way to reduce the symptoms of this disorder. The first step is to identify the automatic negative thoughts that can cause your fear of social situations. For example, if you're worried about an upcoming presentation that you might have to give in front of your class at school, the underlying negative thought might be, I'm going to blow it. Everyone will think I'm completely stupid. The next step is to challenge these thoughts. I might actually give a great presentation. Or, even if I'm nervous, it doesn't matter that people will think I'm stupid. Through this logical evaluation of your negative thoughts, you can replace them with positive ways of looking at social situations that in the past have triggered your anxiety. Unhelpful thinking styles involved in social phobia. In particular, ask yourself if you're engaging in any of the following unhelpful thinking styles. Mind reading. You know what other people are thinking, and that they see you in the same negative way that you see yourself. Fortune telling. Predicting the future, usually while assuming the worst will happen. Catastrophizing. Blowing things out of proportion. Personalizing. Assuming that people are focusing on you in a negative way, or that what's going on with other people has to do with you. How can I stop thinking that everyone is looking at me? In order to reduce self-focus, pay attention to what is happening around you, rather than monitoring yourself or focusing on symptoms of anxiety in your body. Look at people and the surroundings. Really listen to what is being said, not to your own negative thoughts. Don't take all the responsibility for keeping conversations going. Silence is okay. Other people will contribute. Breathe and relax. Social anxiety disorder treatment number 2. Learn to control your breath. Many changes happen in your body when you become anxious. One of the first changes is that you begin to breathe quickly. Overbreathing throws off the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in your body, leading to more physical symptoms of anxiety, such as dizziness, a feeling of suffocation, increased heart rate, and muscle tension. Learning to slow your breathing down can help you bring your physical symptoms of anxiety back under control. Practicing the following breathing exercise will help you stay calm when you're the center of attention. A breathing exercise to help you keep your calm in situations. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your shoulders relaxed. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. The hand on your stomach should rise, while the hand on your chest should move very little. Hold the breath for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, pushing out as much air as you can. The hand on your stomach should move in as you exhale, but your other hand should move very little. Continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Focus on keeping a slow and steady breathing pattern of 4 in, 2 hold, and 6 out. Relaxation techniques for anxiety relief. In addition to deep breathing exercises, regular practice of relaxation techniques such as meditation, yoga, and progressive muscle relaxation will also help you get control over the physical symptoms of anxiety. The Relaxation MP3 on social anxiety disorder is the most helpful way to use relaxation to calm your nerves and resolve anxiety. Social anxiety disorder treatment number 3. Face your fears. One of the most helpful things you can do to overcome social anxiety disorder, or social phobia, is to face the social situations you fear rather than avoid them. Avoidance keeps social anxiety disorder going. Avoidance leads to more problems. While avoiding nerve-wracking situations may help you feel better in the short term, it prevents you from becoming more comfortable in social situations and learning how to cope. In fact, the more you avoid a feared social situation, the more frightening it becomes. Avoidance may also prevent you from doing other things you'd like to do or reaching certain goals. For example, a fear of speaking up may prevent you from sharing your ideas at work, standing out in the classroom, or making new friends. Challenging social anxiety one step at a time. While it may seem impossible to overcome a feared social situation, you can do it by taking it one small step at a time. The key is to start with a situation that you can handle and gradually work your way up to more challenging situations, building your confidence and coping skills as you move up the anxiety ladder. For example, if socializing with strangers makes you anxious, you might start by accompanying an outgoing friend to a party. Once you're comfortable with that step, you might try introducing yourself to one new person, and so on. Working your way up the social phobia anxiety ladder. Don't try to face your biggest fear right away. It's never a good idea to move too fast, take on too much, or force things. Be patient. Overcoming social anxiety takes time and practice. It's a gradual step-by-step process. Use the skills you've learned to stay calm, such as focusing on your breathing and challenging negative assumptions. Social anxiety disorder treatment number 4. Build better relationships. Actively seeking out and joining supportive social environments is another effective way of tackling and overcoming social anxiety disorder or social phobia. The following suggestions are good ways to start interacting with others in positive ways. Take a social skills class or an assertiveness training class. These classes are often offered at local adult education centers. Volunteer doing something you enjoy, such as walking dogs or stuffing envelopes for a campaign. Anything that will give you an activity to focus on while you are also engaging with a small number of like-minded people. Work on your communication skills. Good relationships depend on clear communication. If you find that you have trouble connecting to others, learning the basic skills of emotional intelligence can help. Social anxiety disorder treatment number 5. Change your lifestyle. While lifestyle changes alone aren't enough to overcome social phobia or social anxiety disorder, they can support your overall treatment progress. The following lifestyle tips will help you reduce your overall anxiety levels and set the stage for successful treatment. Avoid or limit caffeine. Coffee, tea, caffeinated soda, energy drinks, and chocolate act as stimulants that increase anxiety symptoms. Drink only in moderation. Alcohol increases your risk of having an anxiety attack. Quit smoking. Nicotine is a powerful stimulant. Smoking leads to higher, not lower, levels of anxiety. Get adequate sleep. When you're sleep deprived, you're more vulnerable to anxiety. Being well rested will help you stay calm in social situations. When self-help for social anxiety or social phobia isn't enough. The best treatment approach for social anxiety disorder varies from person to person. You may find that self-help strategies are not enough to ease your social anxiety symptoms. But if you've tried the techniques above and you're still struggling with the disabling anxiety, you may need professional help as well. Therapy for social anxiety disorders or social phobia. Of all the professional treatments available, cognitive behavioral therapy has been shown to work the best for treating social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Cognitive behavioral therapy is based on the premise that what you think affects how you feel, and your feelings affect your behavior. So if you change the way you think about social situations that give you anxiety, you'll feel and function better. Cognitive behavioral therapy for social phobia typically involves learning how to control the physical symptoms of anxiety through relaxation techniques and breathing exercises, challenging negative, unhelpful thoughts that trigger and fuel social anxiety, and replacing them with more balanced views. Facing the social situations you fear in gradual, systematic way rather than avoiding them. While you can learn and practice these exercises on your own, if you've had trouble with self-help, you may benefit from the extra support and guidance a therapist brings. Group therapy for social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Other cognitive behavioral techniques for social anxiety disorder include role-playing and social skills training, often as part of a therapy group. Group therapy for social anxiety disorders uses acting, videotaping, and observing mock interviews, and other exercises to work on situations that make you anxious in the real world. As you practice and prepare for situations you're afraid of, you will become more and more comfortable and confident with your social abilities, and your anxiety will lessen. Medication for social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Medication is sometimes used to relieve the symptoms of social anxiety, but it's not a cure for social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Medication is considered most helpful when used in addition to therapy and other self-help techniques that address the root of the cause of social anxiety disorder. Some types of medication are used in the treatment of social anxiety disorder or social phobia. Beta blockers. Beta blockers are used for relieving performance anxiety. They work by blocking the flow of adrenaline that occurs when you're anxious. While beta blockers don't affect the emotional symptoms of anxiety, they can control the physical ones. Antidepressants. Antidepressants can be helpful when social anxiety disorder is severe or debilitating. Discuss this option with your GP.